Everyone, welcome to part 199 of me answering your Percy Jackson questions. If you haven't seen the series before, do yourself a favor and click the description right down there. It's literally right down there. It tells you what you need to know about the series. Literally everything is in the description. Without any further ado, let's get on to today's comments. We're doing 2 comments today. So comment number 1 says, what do you think of Jason's death? Guys, I've talked about this many times on my account, like literally hundreds of times. Okay, probably not, but literally tens of times. It's very sad, and honestly, I don't think he should have died. At the very least, Piper should have died instead of Jason. And if that couldn't happen, then Meg McCaffrey should have died. I know Meg could have never died because she was like one of the main characters of the Trials of Apollo series. But I would have rather had Meg die than either Piper or Jason. But if Meg couldn't die, then Piper should have died. And Jason shouldn't have died, period. Like, he was a great character. I wanted more time with Jason, honestly. And I know it's bad to say that Meg McCaffrey should have died because she's a child, but demigods die all the time. You know, it's not a big deal. Yeah, it's really sad that we didn't get to spend more time with Jason. I would have loved to see him in more stuff, honestly. Okay, now let's move into the second comment of the day. This one says, my questions. Number 1, which dead character would you like the most to come back and have a solo book? Jason Grace. We need a Jason Grace prequel series. Okay, I guess he doesn't have to come back from the dead for this to happen, but we need a Jason Grace prequel series of him at Camp Jupiter, like the same as Percy Jackson's series at Camp Half-Blood. We need that, because we know Jason, like, his entire Camp Jupiter experience was, like, culminated by him defeating Krios at Mount Tam. So we need just a series that almost mirrors the Percy Jackson series, but from Jason's point of view in Camp Jupiter. That'd be so awesome. All right, question number 2. Did you accept Luke's redemption? No, heck no. The only reason I'm okay with his story at the end is because, well, first of all, it's a good story arc, his entire arc. But the only reason I'm okay with them calling him a hero at the end of his life is because he became the hero of the great prophecy that had to die, rather than Percy being the hero and dying. So I'm glad that Luke died instead of Percy. So for that reason, I'm glad that Luke was the hero instead of Percy. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. All right, moving on to question number 3. Why you don't like the Sun and the Stars book? Wow, there are several issues with that question. Several grammar issues. I've talked about this many times, guys. You can literally look up videos of me talking about why I don't like the book. So go look it up if you want to. I can't get into it again because I'll just rant for like 5 minutes if I get into it. But for the record, the second book, The Court of the Dead, which I still plan to make a review on, I've already read it or listened to it on audiobook, but it's much better than The Sun and the Star. It's not even close, actually. So that I will make a review on that pretty soon in the future, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to see my thoughts on The Sun and the Star, just look it up because you'll find it. And finally, question number 4, which one do you like the most, PJO or PJO? It's the OG. It's just a better series. Like, if I were to reread one of those 2 series, I would read PJO again. I just like reading it. I just like reading it more. So yeah, that answers all today's questions. Go ahead and get in the comment section and let me know what you thought about my answers. If you have any different answers for those questions, let me know those in the comments as well. And I'll see you tomorrow for part 200 of me answering your Percy Jackson questions.